Okay, so we're going to come in and start looking at the actual process of creating a presentation. Now, I have a presentation that I've created already. Here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through and just let you see how this presentation will look when it's finished. And I'm going to read the script at the same time. And then what we'll do is we'll step back and I'll show you how we build it. And at that point we can actually start looking then at the script in a little bit more detail. We can go through some of the slides in a little bit more detail and take it from there. Picture yourself 12 months from now entertaining a group of your friends around the piano that you're playing like a maestro. Whether you've never played a piano in your life and want to learn, or whether you've had some lessons but been frustrated by your lack of progress, you're in the right place. And in this video, I'll share with you one secret that all professional musicians know yet is never taught. You'll also discover a new way of learning that's currently turning the teaching industry on its head. I learned piano as a child. I had to go for lessons every week, then spend hours and hours practicing at home and playing my scales over and over again until I got them right. I remember one day when I was quite young, I got so frustrated that I couldn't play several of the more difficult scales that I kicked the piano and cracked the wood. I was in so much trouble and had to learn to control my temper. As I progressed, the frustration was there all the time as I learned more and more difficult scales and arpeggios and had to learn all the classical music that, if I'm honest, I found dull and boring. I remember hearing some friends playing around on a piano at school, playing some current pop tunes, and I asked my teacher if I could learn them. I never did. I was too focused on all the technical stuff and sitting exams. Don't get me wrong, I had a great teacher, but that way of learning just didn't do it for me. Years later, I had the chance to play in a dance band. Up to this point, I'd only ever played classical music, and by now was only practicing occasionally, and even then reluctantly. It started out fine as the music that I played wasn't too difficult, and I was only in the background. Then the band leader called out that we were going to play number 35 from the specials folder. I can remember it to this day. That's how traumatic the experience was for me. Bear in mind that we were on stage at this point and in front of a paying audience. We started playing the song, but I had a problem. The piano music didn't have any music on it, just a bunch of chord names. I was completely lost. I knew what the chords were and how to form them. Hey, I'd been classically trained for the previous 10 years, but I didn't know what to do with the chords when we started playing. I had no idea how to form a rhythm around them. I had no idea how to fill in between the chords. I was out of my depth and lost. Then it happened. I was struggling so much that I was only looking one chord ahead to figure out what to play and was oblivious to the rest of the page. That's why it caught me out. That was what made it so traumatic. I spotted the phrase 24-bar ad-lib piano solo just as the band leader turned round on stage and pointed to me. In that split second, as I put all the pieces together, I reacted as any young musician in my situation would react. I quickly folded my arms and said, "No!" Luckily, the guitarist jumped in, and no one in the audience noticed, but I promised myself at that moment that nothing like this would ever happen again. From that day forward, I focused my efforts on two things: learning how to play chords so that they were second nature, and learning how to improvise. Even today, I still don't consider myself a great pianist, but my friends do. This is because I learned these secrets to making the piano sound good, even when I'm doing something quite simple and straightforward. So here I am after 30 years of playing the piano, wishing there'd been an easier way to learn way back when I started. The great news is that now there is a better way, and I'm really excited to be able to share this with you today. I recently discovered Rocket Piano, which is a revolutionary new online piano teaching course. It's designed to take everyone from complete beginner to more advanced pianists like myself through to highly competent musicians through the use of leading-edge teaching methods which propel you forwards without the boredom and frustration that I experienced when I learned. It's a 12-month comprehensive course which can be yours for a single payment, so you don't end up going broke paying for lesson after lesson after lesson at exorbitant private rates. It doesn't matter what your skill level is when you start. By the end of the course, you'll be entertaining your friends just like I do. Best of all, this revolutionary training method makes learning fun by letting you learn to play using music that you like so that you enjoy the learning experience. Don't take my word for it though. In a moment I'm going to show you how you can get 6 introductory lessons absolutely free, so you can see for yourself how powerful this training can be. Before I tell you though, I've got something else for you. Remember I told you that professional musicians all rely on knowing a basic set of chords? Well, I put together a free gift for you to help you get started. My Piano Player's Easy Chord Book. This will allow you to unlock the secrets of the professional musicians, and all you have to do to get it is to visit my website at www.youcanlearnpianoonline.com and request it. Go now to www.youcanlearnpianoonline.com and enter your name and the best email address for you to receive the free gift, and I'll send it to you straight away. You'll then have the opportunity to claim your 6 free lessons and discover just how easy it could be for you to learn the piano. Go now, www.youcanlearnpianoonline.com. I look forward to welcoming a future maestro. Okay, so that's it. You can see now that it starts to all come together. It starts to be a little bit more powerful when you've got the slides and the audio together. And I'm just going to break it down a little bit. If we go back to the beginning, remember the first thing I want to do is get people's attention. So we go back to the same images that we used in the storyboard in the image-only video. I'm saying picture yourself 12 months from now entertaining a group of friends around the piano that you're playing like a maestro, and having the little sort of handwritten font "you" coming in pointing an arrow. It just keeps it a little bit light-hearted, but it's making the point, and it's fun. It's getting them engrossed, and I'm not even 15 seconds into it now. I'm probably barely 8 seconds into the video, and I'm doing something engaging. So hopefully I've got their attention, and they're going to listen to the next slide at least. So whether you've never played piano in your life and want to learn, or whether you've had some lessons and been frustrated, okay, so I'm trying to draw out of them, why would they want to watch this? What's in it for them? Well, they've never played piano, but you know, they want to learn. Or maybe they have played the piano, but it's been really frustrating. And then I just want to reassure them a little bit. You're in the right place. So now they've seen it. Yeah, great, got tension, but this could never happen for me. And I'm saying, no, hang on. No matter what your situation, you're in the right place. So they're like, really? How come? Well, I'll tell you how come. In this video, you'll learn the secret of professional musicians and a new way of learning piano. So I'm starting to generate some interest now. I'm starting to just really transition into that next phase of the AIDA process. So now I go on a journey. I start telling them a story. And this one was fairly easy for me because this is actually a true story. This is how I learned to play piano all those years ago. So I take them through and they're telling them the story, but trying to keep some visual interest on the screen and a little bit of humour coming on there, especially the picture of my father. If I ever show that to my father, I'm sure he'll have a good laugh. But really just building up on it, telling the story and using images to support the story. And, you know, you can't worry too much about the images. I mean, I had this one here. I thought it was great because that kid looks so miserable. The piano teacher looks so strict. But it's a picture of a little girl. And I agonized over that, thinking, can I use that while I'm talking about me? Then I thought, you know what, it doesn't matter. It's just illustrating a point. And I'm sure people will know that that isn't me. And that this isn't my friends at school. And that my father isn't actually a cartoon character. So, you know, you can't worry too much about these things. You just need to get the message across and engage people. So I'm going through all of this, and all I'm doing, telling the story, is I'm engaging with people and keeping them interested from slide to slide to slide. And then I get to this bit, and I purposefully got the font really small, because now people will have been sitting back watching it, and suddenly the font that's coming up is right in the middle of the screen, so they're going to sit forward. Then it happened. Caught me out. It was really traumatic. And now I'm starting to really build up. I'm drawing them in. I'm building the interest. And then I hit them with this that spins back out at them. And then the big no. And you know, I'm just sort of bringing the story to a climax. And then I start very slowly transitioning it over the next few slides. So I start going back to more out of the story into more sort of technical and logic, and this is what I learned from it. You know, getting the moral of the story out there. Brought in these extra characters. Incidentally, these animated characters are from presentermedia.com. Another pretty good website you might want to check out. And they've got a very reasonable rate for a 12-month membership. So I start moving it on, and now I'm starting to build desire, because now I'm starting to introduce emotions. And I mean, even the image there, look at that image, dragging that clock along. There must be a better way than what I've dragged myself through 30 years of experience. So we're really starting to play on emotion, and this is where we're getting into the desire portion of the script. Still keeping it a little bit light-hearted, having the little gold dude fly up there. But now we're really into it. Okay, we're looking at the product itself. We're saying it's revolutionary. Revolutionary is an emotional word. Doesn't sound like it, but it is. People think something's revolutionary. Wow, built on the back of my story. It's engaging. We're then going on to say it's a 12-month course. We're showing the material, we're showing all the workbooks, all the DVDs, but we're emphasizing it's only one payment. Okay, we're playing on these emotions. We're saying you're not going to go broke. This is one of the benefits that I brought out on the features, advantages, and benefits worksheet, that it's a simple payment, people don't go broke. And then we go into that it's fun. Again, I'm throwing in some pictures of bonuses there, throwing in a picture of somebody having some fun playing the piano. And it's important, because even though we're building the desire, we don't want to get all serious, and people might just drop out if it gets too serious and dull. So we're keeping it fun. And if you remember this one, when it animated, it actually bounced in. So again, it is fun. The animation is fun. And now we're talking into we're really going into the what's in it for me, and building that desire further. 6 free lessons. You notice I put it in quotes because people will doubt it. I'll give you you get 6 free lessons. Yeah, really? So what's going through people's minds? Yeah, really? So I'm putting it up there like a question from somebody watching it. 6 free lessons? Oh, that's exciting. And it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it works. You can test it. It works. We're then starting to transition now. We're still on the end of the desire. We're going into the action. So the desire is this bonus. Now, call to action. To get this, go here. You notice how that animates. In, to get this, go here. Okay? Spell it out. Lead people where you want them to go. Then we get into repetition. See, that doesn't change. The title doesn't change from there to there. It's the URL. And this one, when it builds, it comes up, go there now. Now, you'll notice that this screen is green. I don't want to go into too much detail about why, but I will demonstrate that to you when we get to the point of actually putting our whole video together. For now, trust me, there is a valid reason. It's not just that I've gone colorblind and wanted some garish color in there. But what we're ultimately going to do is this TV screen is going to show a screencast of us going onto the website and filling out our name and email address and requesting the free gift. And the reason that we do that is because it really rams home. It's not only saying, here's the URL, it's not only saying, go there now, claim your free gift, claim your free lessons. It's showing you what to do. Okay? Leaves nobody in any doubt. We then go to the last slide and we make it really simple. As I'm spelling out the URL, it's building. We then say go now, and I even made it flash. So spell it out, flash, 4 times. Okay, so that's the call to action, and that's where we finish. We finish with go now and the URL on the screen. I mean, how much more bold can we get? And I have to say, when I first started working with these call to actions, I tended to put quite tentative ones on there. But I found out that the bolder I make it, the better the conversions are. People like to be instructed. They like to be told, go now, and there's the URL that you need to go to. So that's how we break it down. That's how the script fits into it. What I want to do now is to show you how to make a presentation. We don't have the scope in this course to do a full-blown, in-depth, this is everything you need to know about PowerPoint. But as with everything, play with it. Okay? I keep saying this to people. I keep saying this to my private coaching students. I keep saying this to other people that get in touch with me that are having problems. I keep saying play with it. Worst that can happen is you crash your PC and have to reboot it. And nobody dies. Just play with it and learn. That's how I learned. I've been using PowerPoint now since the mid-90s in my job, just as other people have. And most of the people that I worked with at the time still struggle to put a basic presentation together because all they've ever done is put a few bullet points on there and thought that'll do. Whereas I've gone through and thought, what does this do? What does that do? Let me click on this option. Let me click on that option. Let's see what happens when I do this. Oops, I crashed it. All right, start again. Doesn't hurt.